Hello. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm late. Sometimes I'm not surprised. There was a point in my life where I was very punctual, but apparently when it comes to Facebook Live, I'm not. Hi, Janet. So I just realized that my tablet is dead. Like, I usually check it on Tuesday and make sure it's charged. And I didn't, so all of a sudden I'm getting set up and I'm like, why won't this turn on? Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining me tonight. So I've got it plugged in and hopefully in a minute or two it'll turn itself on and then I can see while I'm stamping. And if not, we'll just make it work, right? So, how is everybody? Feels like a long time since I've gone live. It's only been a week, but it just feels like a long time. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for watching tonight. So this weekend, we had our big Stampin' Up event. It was so much fun. Not quite as much fun as if we'd have been in person, but it was still fun. So Thursday or Friday, let's see, what are my days? Thursday night, we had our awards ceremony, which was my whole team getting together via Zoom, and we watched the presentation together, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of people on my team have achieved amazing things, so we celebrated and we cheered, and it was so much fun. And then all day Friday, we had training and stamping and learning, and then all day Saturday, there was presentations as well. And I missed the last couple of ones after the lunch break because our car didn't start again. So Lucas was here and we were working on trying to figure out why it won't start. So that's a whole nother story, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I just feel so like ready to dig in after events like that, you know. Because I mean, I consider myself a hobbyist, but I learned so many new things that I'm like, oh yeah, let's try this, and I want to do this, and so it's just so much fun. I love it. I love all the sharing, and Michelle has a glass of wine, and you're ready to be inspired by my beautiful card. Thank you. I actually have two tonight. I have two simple cards and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. So I decided, why not do both? I've got time. Hopefully you've got time. And if not, you just leave and you can always watch the rest of it later. So, Janet, yes, I get recharged. That's for sure. And it's exciting. And my upline, Kelly, has done amazing things over the last year, and so she always inspires me. But it was really, really fun to be on that Zoom call with everybody and seeing her get like number 6 in the entire company was amazing. So there's a couple other girls on my team too that were in, I think it was the top 200 of the entire company. So I'm so lucky to be on this team. It's amazing. So, I have last week's card. Janet, you're the winner. So I'm going to send you this. Yay. Christmas Stamp-A-Stacks. Okay. Everything has been ordered. Those of you that have ordered from me, excuse me, everything's been ordered. There was a back order on the Designer Series paper, and I think that it came in earlier this week, and so everything has been shipped. So as soon as I get those things, I have the shipping boxes all put together. Everything is ready. I'm just waiting for the product to come in. I'm so excited for you guys to get your class. It's so much fun. And then somebody asked me today if we were going to do the class live. So I was thinking we can definitely do that when everybody gets their stuff. If you have plans, you know, to do your class another way, that's great. But if you guys want, we can all make it together. That would be a lot of fun, actually. I'm drinking Gatorade because I have had a headache that will not budge. So my husband brought me home a Gatorade tonight. It usually, like if I'm taking Advil and it's not going away, nothing works. Usually 1 or 2 Gatorades will do the trick. So that was really thoughtful of him. But earlier, before the Gatorade came, I was drinking hot tea. And what I like to do is take a mint tea bag and a green tea bag and put one of each in my cup and then pour the hot water over. So it's like mint green tea. So it's good for me and it tastes good. So I like that. If you haven't tried it and you like tea, I suggest it. So, okay, yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to get your Christmas classes. So I think that's everything. I think I'm ready to get started. My tablet still has not turned on, but oh well. If you guys have questions, go ahead and ask it, and if I miss it, I'll just answer it later. You know, I'll just reply to your comment on the video later, because I usually go back and look at those. I don't know. So, oh, and okay, so I picked a winner for the card. Janet's gonna get the card. And then I had several orders last week, so I picked a name from all of the orders out of that basket of goodies that I have sitting here, because I'm doing prize patrol. I want to get rid of some things. And so I picked Michelle. And this is a bag of, there's a little stamp set in here. And then there's a partial roll of ribbon. There's some wooden elements. There's some a partial pack of DSP in here. These are all products from last year's fall line. So I'm going to be including this in your Christmas box. So thank you for the orders. I appreciate them, and I'll, whenever I get orders for the week, I'm just going to pick names and do prize patrol to give out so I can empty out that bucket. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera around. Here we go. And I got to move some things around here because my lighting was so bad. And I want to learn how some of these other girls get set up. It almost seems like they're flipping around back and forth between 2 or 3 devices. And honestly, I'm not sure how to do that because I'm not a tech person. So that just kind of seems like it doesn't make any sense to me. But maybe it's something I should look into so that I'm not messing around with the stand all the time. Because it just... Now I wish my tablet would turn on because I can't see the screen. Hang on. Let's see. All right, we're gonna do this. And I'm just gonna unplug. Sorry for all the jostling around, but I really want you guys to see tonight. Now I've got to unmirror. Hang on. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to finish adjusting and tightening here. Try to get everything on the screen so you guys can see what I'm making tonight. And I've got to move this a little bit more. All right. I think I need to be a little bit higher. Hang on. Just going to raise this up a bit. Okay. Facebook is giving me an error message. Hang on. I want to see what I can't be what? All right. This should work, right? You guys can see? I can see from my end. Okay. I think that's gonna work. Like I said, I'm just trying to adjust so that I can get everything on the screen so things aren't cut off. And I'm trying to tighten my arm because it keeps moving and I don't want it to move. Okay. Nope, it's still too loose. All right. Okay, I'm not gonna touch it. Okay. My goodness. I'm gonna have to figure out what some of these other girls do when they do their lives. Okay, so tonight I went back to my favorite, which is Forever Fern. And on the first card, I'm gonna show you some collage stamping. So, ow. I'm just pulling my hair out of my face, you guys. Okay. So I'm going to use Old Olive, my favorite green. And I've already embossed this just to speed things up because I did want to do 2 cards tonight. So we shall. So I'm gonna score my base. Okay, and grab my glue. My glue is going to, I've used one of the leafy folders to emboss this, and I'm going to glue it in the center of my card front because it's not quite big enough to cover the entire front. These are our smaller embossing folders. So just like that. It doesn't quite go all the way to the edges, so I just glued it right in the middle. And I'm bringing in my stamps here. I'm using 3 of these leaves. I'm using this leaf, this big leaf, and then this little leaf. And we're gonna stamp a collage. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. I'm gonna get my ink pads out. I'm using Pretty Peacock, Pear Pizzazz, and Old Olive. And let's see. Whoops, throwing things. All right, so I have to remember this leaf is going to be in the olive. This big leaf is going to go in the Pear Pizzazz, and then the little leaf is going to be the peacock. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to stamp. I have a square cut out from the Stitched Shapes dies, and this is what I'm going to be stamping on. You're going to love it. I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start with the lightest first. So I'm going to start with the Pear Pizzazz and make sure that that's all inked up. Give myself a little space here. And I'm going to come in on the corners. And this is really kind of random. Then I'm going to come in with the darker, the Old Olive, and kind of, This is, like I said, it's just very random. And then I think I want one more darker one in the corner. So it's kind of whatever you feel like. But see how we're making a collage with all these beautiful leaves? Oh, I just love it. I think I want one more darker one there like that. Oh, I just love it. It's gorgeous. Love it. So I'm gonna wipe these off. That went pretty fast, huh? And I have my big scrubber to clean them later, but I'm just wiping the ink off right now so that we don't have accidents. Because that happens sometimes, right? So what do we got going on here? Chriselle is here. Hello. That's okay that you're late. You didn't miss a whole lot. Just me struggling with my camera stand. The usual, except worse. All right, so I'm gonna move my ink pads out of the way too. So now I've got this little scrap of black, and I'm going to heat emboss on that because that's like my other favorite thing. So I'm gonna bring in my Versamark and my white embossing powder, and I'm getting my funnel. That's kind of what I call that, my funnel, to catch the powder in. Whoops. So I'm rubbing it with my embossing buddy. That will get rid of the static and make sure that the powder goes only where I want it to go. So I'm gonna stamp, "You can do this." This is something I've been telling myself daily lately. You can do this. We all need to hear that. We can do hard things, right? We can do all the hard things. So I'm gonna pour on the white embossing powder now. My finger got something smudged on there, but that's okay. I will just trim that off. So I'm going to move this out of the way and then get my heat gun, and I've got my clipboard right here. Do you guys remember when I showed you this tip? Because if I tried to heat emboss that, I'd totally burn my finger. But instead, I clip it on my clipboard, and now I don't burn my finger. Isn't that brilliant? Whoever came up with that is a genius. So we're just gonna melt this powder. I don't know about you guys, but I like watching it melt. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I can see it from here. And I like watching the heat like melt the powder, make it turn shiny. All right. So that's done. Now my clipboard's all hot. Ooh, watch your fingers. Yikes. That was hot. Okay. Next, I'm going to bring my card base back in here. And I'm going to trim this up a little bit because apparently I got something on my hand that left a mark on my black paper. So I just trimmed about 1/4 of an inch off each side. And that takes care of that problem. So I want to put this, I'm going to adhere this with dimensionals. I'm going to glue that down. I want it to be kind of right in the center of my embossed piece like that, and up a little bit. And then this is going to go, I think I'm going to trim that down just a little bit more. Just feels a little bit too big for me. All right, that feels a lot better. So I'm gonna put a dimensional on one side like that, and then on the other side, so it'll go like that, I'm gonna put glue here. I don't know why I put the cap on my bottle. I should know better. Like that. There. I love that. So I'm just going to come in with just a few rhinestones to jazz it up a little bit. If I can get this package open. I got a brand new package of rhinestones because mine was empty and it was really hard to open. So I'm going to use a few. I'm going to put one there. Whoa. And one down here. Pokey tool's not working, so I'm going to use my sticky end. Or not. I don't want to stick it where I don't want it, right? So I think this one will go like right there on the corner. Good enough. So yeah, what do you guys think of card number 1? Okay. Let me just move a few things out of the way here, and then we will get to card number 2. It's very pretty again. So for this one, I am using the stamp set that I don't think I've used on Facebook Live before. In fact, it's been a long time since I've used this one. It's called Dandelion Wishes, and this is a clear mount set. So I actually got this stamp set before they came out with the new cling mount that are really sticky. These stamps were not very sticky at all. And I think that's why I didn't use them very much, because they were, when Stampin' Up! First came out with the cling mount, they were not real sticky, and they didn't stick to my blocks very much, and I just didn't like them. And so what I did was, with the new cling mount stamps, they have that really sticky stickers that you put on the stamps now. And I had some left over that I put really sticky stuff on the back of these. So now they stick really well. So I've been using it because it had been sitting on my shelf forever and I never used it. So that's what I'm going to use tonight. This is a card that I had got it in a swap, and then I made a few versions of my own. And so I thought I would make this tonight because it's fun. It uses a watercoloring background, and I love those dandelions. So I'm using Very Vanilla for my card base. And then I have a Petal Pink layer, and I have some of our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. So we're going to do a watercolor wash with the background in Petal Pink. And let's see, just getting some, if you press in the center of the pad, you end up with a puddle of ink in the lid. And sometimes it doesn't, this ink pad is very loose. Like I was almost thinking of replacing it because it doesn't shut real tight. And so I'm just going to get a drop of re-inker. That'll be a lot quicker than messing around with this thing. So that's another thing you can do, is just put a drop or 3 of re-inker in your ink pad, and you can use that for your ink. I want to make sure I'm on camera here. Can you guys see that okay? So I've got one of our new, we don't have the aqua painters anymore. These are called water painters. And they're really nice watercolor brushes. They come in 3 sizes. And I'm using the biggest one. And I want to get that water flowing. So I'm squeezing it to get that water coming out. I want it nice and wet. And I'm going to take my watercolor paper and I'm going to give it a good wash to get it wet, because I like starting with the wet paper. So when that's all done, then I'm going to come in here with my ink. I want to get this nice and wet. I don't want it real dark. I want a light wash. So I'm going to get that nice and inked up, and then I'm just going to do my watercolor wash in the background. Like I said, I don't want it real dark. And when it dries, it's definitely going to be lighter. And I left a little bit of an edge around the edge in some spots, but not all the spots. So that is exactly what I wanted. So all done. I'm going to clean off my brush. I like to just really get the water flowing through it. And I just wipe it till it's clean. As you can see, my tip is stained because I was doing a blue. And that just happens. I washed it with Dawn. I made sure that there's no blue ink left in there, but it just stained. And it doesn't affect anything else. As you can see, when I used it with the pink, there isn't a trace of blue in there, so yeah, I love these. They're really nice. And now, I don't like to put that, I've got a nice puddle in there, and I don't want to close my ink up. So I'm going to make sure that I wipe that out before I close up the ink pad, so that I don't get water in my ink, because that could definitely ruin the pad. Okay? Yeah, it's really loose. It doesn't even shut tight. I don't know what happened to it. So, okay. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit. And while I'm waiting, let's stamp our greeting. I might have to hit that with the heat gun a little bit. We'll see. So, oh, I need that ink back because I have to stamp the greeting. So I'm going to stamp, there's several greetings in this set, and I'm going to use I Made a Wish and You Came True. So I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp that on my Very Vanilla. And then I've got, oh, what is the name of this punch? I can't remember, but I'm going to use this punch. I'm going to punch that out. Make sure it's straight. Okay, and then, let's see. I think that's all that's left is our gluing, so I'm going to have to take this and speed up the drying process a little bit. Otherwise, we could be here all night. So, we'll just speed it up a bit. I love the texture of this watercolor paper. It is so pretty. And it dries really nice too. So it's nice and dry. So I'm going to come in with this big dandelion stamp. And you can see I used a sticker from another stamp set on there. And that's okay. It doesn't affect the image at all. So I'm going to ink that up. And I want my dandelions to be a little bit off to the left, like that. And then I've got these little dandelions that are kind of blowing away. And I'm going to stamp those up to the right, like that. I love that. The background is a little bit darker than I was hoping for, but that's okay. I think this is still going to be a sweet card. So I'm going to glue this down to my petal pink. And I want to make sure I get glue at the corners too, because the watercolor paper tends to curl up just a little bit, so I just like to make sure it's nice and secured so it's not curling up. So that's how I do my watercolor wash. Let's make sure the corners are down. Yep. And now I'm going to glue that to my base. I'm going to glue that, make sure it's straight. Oh, I can see I got the other layer a little bit crooked. Okay. And now I've got this beautiful petal pink ribbon, and I had a scrap left, and I was like, what can I do with that? Well, I'm going to put it behind my greeting. So I'm going to use some snail adhesive, which is retired. We've got a new, it's called seal adhesive, which I've been told works really great, but I haven't bought it yet because I want to use up my snail. So I'm still using the retired stuff. But it's basically the same thing, I think, other than, like I said, I've been told that one works better than the other. So I'm folding my ribbon over like this, and then I'm going to stick my greeting to it like that, and then I'm going to trim the ends like that. So that's kind of cute, huh? So now I'm going to use dimensionals to stick that down so it stays. So I'm probably going to use 3 just to make sure it's secure, like that. Let's see. Oh, that one does not want to come off. Here we go. It was being stubborn. Okay, so I think that's gonna go right about there. So what do you guys think of that? Oh, one more thing, I'm not done yet. I have got these beautiful, these are the champagne rhinestone basic jewels. And these, I love these. And they match this card perfectly. So I'm going to put a few of these on here. So I'm going to do, I'll just do a small, a medium, and a large. So I'm going to take, if I can pick it up, I'm having trouble with my pokey tool tonight. I'm going to take the big one and the small one there. Then I'm going to take the medium one and put it down here, like that. That's what I love about these. You can put them anywhere you want. It's your card. You do what you want. So, what do you guys think? I hope you like these. I can't see your comments. So, yeah. My, when the phone is in the stand the way it is, I can't see the comments scrolling, which is why I normally use my tablet, because then I can see on the tablet, but my tablet won't turn on today. So there's the cards, and I did not have anything else to show you guys. I think I've used this fern set so many times that you guys have probably seen me make a lot of cards with that. So, and then the dandelion set, I've made a lot of, sympathy cards with this set that I didn't keep. I sent them out right away. It's got this beautiful greeting that says, "Sending well wishes your way." So that's perfect for, you know, someone who's been sick or someone who's suffered a loss. And then wishes for a lifetime of love and happiness. Of course, I had to make a wedding card earlier this year, so that was perfect. So it's a great set. I just haven't used it a whole lot other than that because it wasn't sticking very well. So yeah, that's about what I got to show you guys. Next week is going to be amazing. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat that I have something really spectacular planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I don't want to give away the surprise, but I've been working on it for a little bit now, and well, I was going to wait till after Thanksgiving, but I'm really excited. So next week we're going to do something really fun. I'm going to show you guys something that is just, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, why did I not know this sooner? So don't miss next week. And that's all I got. So thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me and making cards. It's always a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. And honestly, I don't know why I wasn't doing this sooner, because it's just been a lot of fun. So, okay, I hope you guys have a great night and a great week, and I will see you next Wednesday, if not sooner. But have a wonderful night. Oh gosh, I have to figure out how to turn this off. There's no off button anymore. Hold on. Boy, I learn stuff every week, huh? Let's see. This is awkward. Usually there's a button that says finish, and there's no finish button tonight, so you guys are just gonna get the end of this with me trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing. There it is. Okay, I'm done. Bye, guys.